Hi, my name is Fallout, and if you enjoyed today's video, do me a favor, gently caress the subscribe button. I promise I won't bite. That's OnlyFans content only. Aggressive frame hand cannons. If you told me a year ago that these things would slowly take over the PvP meta in Beyond Light, I'd have laughed in your face. But here we are. 120 RPM hand cannons are here and they are strong. While 140 RPMs are still great at medium range engagements, a lot of PvP players have graduated to the school of I'ma shoot you from downtown. 120 RPMs pack a wallop and can do so from ranges that make scout rifles mad. I have folks in my Twitch chat fairly often asking which 120 RPM hand cannon I think is best, or which is my favorite to use and why. Today I'm here to answer, or at the very least, talk a lot about that question. But before we talk about what's important on a hand cannon, let's talk about the importance of taking care of your man cannon with the sponsor of today's video, Manscaped.
Manscaped.
God, I couldn't help myself with that transition. Normally about now I'd be telling you about Manscaped and their Perfect Package 3.0 grooming kit. Well, that is still a thing, but you also gotta know about the Weed Whacker nose and ear trimmer. Pretty sure we can all agree that ear and nose hair, kinda gross. Not really the look most dudes are going for. Yeah, you can try to tweeze it out if you're into pain and suffering, or hey, why not just use that nasty pair of toenail trimmers that you got 8 years ago at the airport and never clean? Or you could just get the Manscaped Weed Whacker, the only nose and hair trimmer on the market with a cordless rechargeable lithium-ion battery. Gets the job done, easy to charge, easy to store, and water resistant. It is time to upgrade your Manscaped routine with the Weed Whacker nose and ear trimmer. Get 20% off and free shipping when you use promo code PLAYS20 at manscaped.com. Thank you again to Manscaped for keeping our barrels clean. Alright, back to the content. Let's go over each of the main 120 RPM hand cannons in D2 right now. When I say main, by the way, I mean not Sunset. There's plenty of usable hand cannons in the game at the moment for quick play, but today we're only going to talk about ones that you can bring into Trials or Iron Banner without a penalty to your light level. Okay, enough beating around the bush. We're looking at True Prophecy, Steady Hand, Criminal's Dagger, and Sturm. Starting with True Prophecy, Bungo, in a total Megamind move, decided to take the True Prophecy off the table in Season 12, and as of the writing of today's video, they are not obtainable in the D2 loot pool. That being said, there are plenty of folks out there like me who are dirty little weapon hoarders for life and have a few laying around. 500 Vault gang, rise up. So, what exactly does True Prophecy bring to the table that other 120 RPM hand cannons simply don't have? Out of all 4 hand cannons we're going to be taking a look at today, True Prophecy is the only one that can drop with the perk Rampage. Now, normally I'm on Team Kill Clip when it comes to perks that do more damage. However, Rampage is a big favorite of mine on 120 RPM hand cannons because even hopping up to just level 1 Rampage, your headshot damage goes up from 90 to 99, giving you the ability to 2-tap headshot any Guardian in PvP under 9 Resil. Now, I don't know about you, but I rarely see dudes in PvP these days caring about anything other than recovery, intellect, strength, or discipline, meaning that even at level 1, Rampage becomes 2-tap City on the Prophecy. True Prophecy can also roll with either Rangefinder or Opening Shot in column 3. Between the two, I feel like I'm slightly more partial to Opening Shot on 120 RPM hand cannons. Yeah, it doesn't activate on every bullet you fire, but it happens much more often than a lot of players think. Even if you fired out your magic Opening Shot on the first round of the mag, switching to another weapon briefly, then switching back, or if just a few seconds go by before you fire your next shot out of the gun, Opening Shot will proc again. The perk is great and it procs a lot more often than people think, and I love it. I should mention that Criminal's Dagger can also roll with Opening Shot. However, Criminal's has it in column 4, along with a couple other big options that give it good competition. More on that later. True Prophecy is also the only hand cannon on our list today that can roll with the perk Demolitionist. Now, I don't know if you've been paying attention, but both the Glacier Nade and the Duskfield Nade are wildly powerful in PvP right now. I am sure that a nerf cometh, and that right soon, but until then, Demolitionist can dump fuel on the Glacial Fire for you and your team. The final 2 perks I want to talk about on the Prophecy are Timed Payload and Explosive Payload. While these perks don't allow your hand cannon to deal extra damage, they do allow you to kind of get around damage drop-off limitations, at least by a little bit. Regular hand cannons experience damage drop-off more drastically the further away you get from a target. Explosive hand cannon rounds divide your damage per bullet into 2 numbers on a hit. The explosive portion of that damage number never gets affected by damage drop-off, meaning a little bit reduced damage from further out than what you'd normally get. Speaking of explosive payload and timed payload, let's talk about the Criminal's Dagger, which is very, very similar to True Prophecy. A lot of people think the Criminal's Dagger can no longer be obtained and used in the current season of D2. It actually can. If you've unlocked the old Criminal's Dagger, then you had a chance of obtaining a new one in Season 12 Iron Banner. Unfortunately, the drop rate is comically low. I do have a friend who managed to get a new dagger though, bully for him. Even though I'm sure a bunch of people don't have a non-sunset version of this gun, for the few out there who do, let's go over it real quick. The dagger comes with a default recoil direction of 98, the best out of all the guns we're gonna look over today. Not a game-breaking hand cannon stat, but some people really appreciate it. Perk-wise, dagger has opening shot available, but unlike the True Prophecy, dagger has opening shot available in column 4, meaning that dagger is currently the only non-sunset 120 RPM hand cannon capable of rolling with either rangefinder and opening shot, or moving target and opening shot. The main attraction to dagger though for a lot of people is kill clip. Out of all 4 hand cannons reviewed today, this is the only one capable of dropping with kill clip. Let's talk damage numbers. Once activated, kill clip ramps damage up to 120 on a headshot and 67 on a body shot, meaning you can do any of the following. Get a 3-hit body shot kill, get a 2 headshot kill on literally any non-buffed guardian in PvP, and 1 headshot, 1 body shot kill any guardian silly enough to be running 1 resilience. The most likely outcome out of all that is going to be the 2-tap headshot. If you've never used a 120 RPM hand cannon with kill clip and you'd like to try one, might I recommend whipping the Azimuth out of the collections. Yeah, it's blue, but they are still world drops, meaning in theory you could level one up and take it into trials if you wanted. But anyway, I actually don't like kill clip on 120 RPM hand cannons as much as Rampage or Swashbuckler. Why? Reason number 1, because the hand cannons hit so hard by default, even Rampage level 1 or Swashbuckler level 1 can already start 2-tapping a lot of guardians in PvP, and reason number 2, kill clip has a set time duration, and when it's over, you need to reactivate the perk all over again from scratch. There is absolutely no chance of resetting the timer by a kill, whereas with Rampage, you can reset the timer automatically after each kill, which is great for 120 RPMs. Let's talk about the one hand cannon that can roll with Swashbuckler, and that is the Steady Hand. If you played any Iron Banner in Season 12, odds are fairly good that you probably walked away with one of these instead of a Criminal's Dagger. As I mentioned earlier, Swashbuckler can help you get a one-way pass to 2-tap city in PvP. However, I've got good news and I've got bad news. Let's start with the good news. Swashbuckler's default duration is 4.5 seconds, a full second longer than Rampage. More good news, Swashbuckler, as we all know, can ramp up to its full power of 30% more damage on just a melee kill. So depending on how much you love to smack people, Swash can help you get to max power a little easier. Here's the bad news. Swashbuckler at level 1 is only a 5% extra damage buff, meaning that Swashbuckler level 1 is much weaker than Rampage level 1. With Rampage level 1 activated, you can 2-tap headshot any guardian under 9 resilience, but with Swashbuckler, you can only 2-tap headshot any guardian at 5 resil or lower. I know a fair amount of buddies who run PvP at around 6-ish resil these days, which is definitely annoying for people running 120s with Swash. Good news though is that if you get to level 2 Swashbuckler, you reach the level where you can 2-tap headshot anybody, and you've got that sweet 1 full second duration longer than Rampage. Steady Hand also has access to several neat things that Prof and Dagger don't get, including Killing Wind, Quick Draw, Wellspring, Iron Grip, and Iron Gaze. Iron Grip and Iron Gaze seem basic on paper, but can really put in work. As mentioned in my Steady Hand God Roll video, check that out if you haven't already, the damage drop-off lost by Iron Gaze isn't that big of a deal. It looks like a lot on paper, but it only translates to a not bad level of meters lost in the damage drop-off department. In exchange, you get a buttload of aim assist. Iron Grip gives more stability, and while not a flashy perk, remember that the more stability you have, the more your weapon helps fight off the negative effects of bloom when you spam shots. Killing Wind is awesome. A lot of folks hate on it because it doesn't give any extra damage, but you get better range and handling and mobility on a kill. You could pair that together with Swashbuckler for an awesome combo of fast movement and 2-tap and headshots left and right. Wellspring is like Demolitionist on Bath Salt. Charges all 3 of your abilities on a kill, and if any ability is already fully charged, the extra energy that would have been spent there gets sent to any uncharged ability. Quick Draw is a perk we're probably all well familiar with by now. Handling goes up a bunch, makes your gun snappier, everybody's happy. With all the unique perks offered on Steady Hand, it brings a bunch to the table, but we still got one more hand cannon to talk about, and that is Sturm. There's a lot of people out there sleeping on this hand cannon, and they really shouldn't be. If you wanted to TLDR all the main reasons why people usually use each hand cannon we've gone over today, the TLDR for Sturm would be range. With the exotic catalyst, which is borderline mandatory for the gun, your handling jumps up to a very impressive 73, and the range jumps up to an astonishing 91. If your dream hand cannon is one that can be the absolute best at pissing people off from long range, look no further than Sturm. Check these numbers real quick. I went into a private match and recorded the damage drop-off numbers of a few 120 RPM hand cannons I had on me with rolls that I enjoy. In terms of hitting hard from far away, Sturm won the competition no problem, getting easy full shot body damage up to even 43 meters away from the target. When I use Sturm in PvP, I really feel both the range and accuracy constantly. It's almost like a handheld scout rifle. I'll gladly go into any map with long sight lanes and challenge with Sturm. Although it doesn't get access to all the wild, cool perk combos that the other legendary hand cannons can get, it does come with the guarantee of awesome range and rock solid base performance. Back in the day, if you'd equipped Sturm without also putting on Drang, people probably would have looked at you funny. But now, I do it all the time. And hey, bonus, if you're one of those people who missed out on getting the Fellwinter's Lie, it, run Sturm and Drang. Drang is still a top tier sidearm, no meme, and with 120 RPMs as strong as they are, there's literally no better time to run Sturm and Drang together. Alright, back to the question that kicked off the whole video. Which of these hand cannons is, quote, the best? Well, here's the good news. There's no carved in stone answer. It's gonna depend on a big array of different factors. Again, some people out there watching may only have 3 of these weapons, or 2, or 1. Provided you have all 4 though, it's going to depend on a mixture of what your favorite hand cannon perks are and your playstyle. Do you like the idea of hitting hard from as far away as you can? Go for Sturm. Are you all about that 2-tap hand cannon life? Well, which perk do you favor more? I'm big on the immediate ramp up potential of Rampage, so I love my True Prophecy. But maybe you're a melee player, or you just dig the extra 1-second duration granted by Swashbuckler. Go Steady Hand. Or maybe you have a solid neutral game roll on your Criminal's Dagger that outshines every other 120 you have. There is no 100% correct answer. It's all about what rolls you have in your vault. It's all about your playstyle and what you like to do. It's all about what feels right to you. Kind of a cop-out answer, you think? Well, deal with it. There's no concrete option that simply outshines every other option in every in-game scenario. A 2-tapping monster damage hand cannon wins in the reap through crowds of enemies department, while Iron Gaze Steady Hand wins in the shots be sticky AF department, and so on and so forth. Figure out what perk combos matter to you and chase that roll. And will somebody at Bungie please give us the ability to re-earn Prophecy as well as a more reliable way to get the new daggers? Either way, as we head deeper into D2 Year 4, keep your eyeballs peeled. Bungie has confirmed on Reddit that there will be 2 new 120 RPM hand cannons coming next season, which is only a few weeks away now. When we get those brand spankin' new weapons in the loot pool, set your brain to farm mode. Try to get as many as you can, ideally with a ton of weapon perk variety, and get to tinkering. That's really the best way for you to discover what the best 120 RPM hand cannon is to you. Thank you very much for watching. Hop over to my Twitch channel sometime if you want to hang out and chat live, and I will catch you next time.